it's Bren at Pioneer Mountain Homestead, and today we are talking about banding chickens. And what I'm referring to when I say about banding chickens is this. See that lovely little band on the chicken here? Basically, you can buy bands kind of like this in a pack, and this is used to identify your birds. So what we are doing here, we're banding the 2022 birds, the birds that were hatched in 2022, and they all get a blue tag, and that basically tells me that all the birds that'll have a blue tag were born in 2022. So for example, we do free range our birds, so they all get mixed together, and you're going to see birds that have more like the red color on them. I have cats gathering because they think I have treats. They're gathering at my feet. So if you hear the kitties, that's what's going on. Here's a pack. I believe there's like 100 in here. They come in a variety of colors. The red bands are the ones that we used for the birds that we hatched, I believe, 2 years ago. And the blue are going to be for the ones that were hatched in 2022, and green will be next year. So each year we have a different color, and because we free range, we need to know the ages of each of the birds. So what happens with a chicken is when they're born, it takes about 26 weeks for them to get to full maturity. And once they reach full maturity at 26 weeks, they start laying eggs. We do nothing but layers, and our older birds are basically the ones that go for meat, or our young roosters that if we have too many roosters, we obviously get rid of those, and they would go for the meat. So we pick a dual purpose breed. This one here is an Americana, and this will lay a blue egg. I have other various chickens as well that lay the darker chocolate colored eggs and the lighter brown eggs. But I have these guys for the blue eggs, and they basically go everywhere on the property. They scavenge for bugs and seeds and everything that makes them really healthy, I think, because these birds, they don't get much chicken feed, because I think just because they're getting so much goodness from the land. And really the chicken feed, we just kind of use that to get them back into the pen at night, because we have foxes and bears and coyotes and fishers and bobcats and everything that likes to eat these things at night. So we try to get them back in at night, and we use the feed basically just to entice them for that. But other than that, they're out free ranging. Now, the thing with free ranging is that they need to be identifiable. The reason that they need to be identifiable is, like I said, at 26 weeks they start laying. They will lay consistently for quite a while, almost a year, and then they'll go into what's called a molt. And that's when they kind of shed their feathers and regroup, basically, and they don't lay. And then they start laying again. But each year after that, they don't lay as frequently or as often as the first year. So your production goes down. So at a certain point, and it's usually about 3 or 4 years, Cats, what are you doing? After about 3 or 4 years, you want to call them the oldest birds out, because you're just feeding birds that are not producing as many eggs as your younger birds. And that's basically the way you tell them. You just find the ones with the colored band, it's the oldest, and you take those girls, I should say, out, because they're usually hens. I do keep a couple roosters. Right now I have, I think, 3 roosters. And they will be around for a while. If I start seeing one being mean, I'll get rid of him, and he'll get replaced with some of the younger ones that are being born eventually. Now, the likelihood of getting half roosters and half hens is really good, but you don't need all these roosters. So when the roosters get to the point that they are mature, they also go to the butcher, and basically we only keep a few roosters. So the roosters that go are young. The hens that go are usually old or non-producers. And that's how we tell. Just the color band on them. These bands actually come with a numbering system. I don't use the numbers. Some places may use the numbers, especially if you're into breeding. You want to identify which breeding pairs that you had. the numbers may be important for you there, but for me, color is the only thing I need to know, and these happen to be 2022, right? Because blue is for 2022. Right, girl? Right? She's being so sweet. So I'm going to show you how to put these on. These are real easy. The little tab slides into the other little groove. There are other systems where they basically have like what looks like a pair of pliers, and you put a metal or some sort of flexible banding material into them, and you basically go around their leg and put the metal or whatever the other material is around their leg. Same principle. These are just easier for me. The other neat thing is these do not impede the chicken at all. They can walk around with them. It doesn't get in their way. It's like us wearing a bracelet. So it's a really good way of marking your birds. So, you ready to go back with your siblings? Huh? Are you ready to go back, sweetheart? You've been so good. Let me get another one and I'll show you how I put them on. Okay, so I want to show you how easy these are to put on. I put them on the right foot. We have a kind of an upset victim here. She's not sure what's going on. But basically, can you see there's like a little groove on one side and there's a little notch on the other side. So just slide it around their foot, and then I just kind of push the one end into the other end, and they snap together just like that. You see? You're number 24. Blue 24. Bingo! So that's it. And you can see it doesn't really hurt them at all, and it doesn't do anything for them as far as like it doesn't impede their walking. She can still get around. She'll be fine. She's just a little traumatized now because she's separated from her flock. But other than that, she'll be fine, won't you? She's actually an Americana. I don't know if you can tell, but do you see how fluffy the feathers are on the cheeks? That's usually an indicator of an Americana. It's one of the traits that the Americanas have. Americanas lay blue eggs, so that's why she's a special bird to me, because I like blue eggs. We like blue eggs, don't we? Let me put her back. Hey, thanks for joining us at the homestead, and make it a great day, folks. Bye!